The International Maritime Employers Council, or IMEC, has raised red flag on employing Filipino seafarers. IMEC operates from UK and Manila, Philippines, and represents 250 shipping companies with 11,200 vessels of 60 flags, over 300,000 seafarers of 68 nationalities. In a recent interview with Marino World, IMEC Chief Executive Officer Francesco Gargiolo says, "The POEA statistics is very indicative of what is really happening. POEA reported a 60% decrease on deployment of seafarers in 2020 compared to 2019. According to POEA database, there were 270,241 sea-based workers deployed in January to December 2020, a decrease of 301,278 compared with the deployment of 518,519 in January to December of 2019. Gargiolo believes the decline is not just because of the pandemic impact on cruise shipping, which is a major employer of the sea-based workers, but the additional cost shouldered by the ship owners when employing Filipino seafarers.
And I think one of the things that's been brewing for a while is that the Philippines is starting to price itself out of the market. I'm not talking about the wages, because the wages are in line with most other nationalities as far as particularly we talk about ratings, which has been the dominion of Filipino seafarers for a long time. But now, if you look at a Filipino AB's wages and an Indian AB's wage or a Ukrainian AB's wage, there isn't a whole lot of difference in between them. What makes the difference and what makes people less happy than they used to be with the Filipino manpower sources is all the ancillary costs, all the things that come with having to employ a Filipino seafarer. And these are the factors that were there. They were there to begin with, because if you look at the deployments and you compare January and February, it's how before the pandemic, there was already a shortage of 15,000 placements, 15,000 deployments year on year. This is the sort of stuff that happens when people start seeing that the Filipino seafarer is pricing itself out of the market. How? You'd say, well, there's a lot of things that are happening in the Philippines which are not conducive to them continuing to be a great manpower supply, a qualified manpower supply source. Things like, the government focusing on increasing the cost of employers, the PhilHealth planned increase, the SSS planned increase. I have to say that I was pleased to see that the PhilHealth increase has now been put on hold on 1st of January 2021, because that was another nail in the coffin. And I hear there's talk of the SSS increase also being put on hold, because these are all additional costs that you don't have to encounter when you employ other nationalities. But I suppose the big elephant in the room here is the claim culture that has become synonymous with Filipino seafarers, unfortunately. And we love Filipino seafarers, and we have invested millions in our training programs. They're all based in the Philippines, or most of them are based in the Philippines, because we believe in the Philippines as a future source of manpower. But people need to understand that this claim culture, this ambulance chasing, is not doing the Philippines any favors. And this is a battle we've been fighting for the last 10 years. There's clearly a tendency to exploit some of the employers in the Philippines, and that's one of the things that has raised a lot of concerns. Now, there are potential solutions, but these solutions have been frustrated for years now. I've known of an escrow bill for as long as I've been in my position, and there's continuous talk about this escrow bill, but this escrow bill, which actually would be a major win in the war against fraudulent claims, continues to be put off and put back, and for one reason or another.